Hello there, kia ora. It's been a fascinating weekend for watching our politicians. The Prime Minister winged his way to India, where he made an announcement about the start of bilateral trade talks with India, which seems like the sort of thing that they probably knew about in advance because it's a long way to go for a let's maybe talk about the massive free trade deal with a country which is 40% vegetarian, 80% Hindu, 75% lactose intolerant, about a free trade deal for our dairy and beef exports. There was a handy dandy graph which came out that showed just how historically unpopular Christopher Luxon is as Prime Minister. Quick spoiler if you haven't seen it already, it's hovering somewhere between Ramsay Bolton and Joffrey Baratheon levels at the moment, and his premiership runs the risk of going down the Game of Thrones path by not ending very well, with a rushed final act where everyone walks away asking what the hell just happened and why are we so unsatisfied with how it ended. And just like how the producers and actors from Game of Thrones gritted their teeth and told us that we would really love the ending, and we didn't, we saw a whole lot of misdirection from those in charge over the weekend. We had Shane Jones on Q&A, where he implied cameras on fishing boats as state surveillance and therefore bad, not like speed cameras or red light cameras or civic crime prevention cameras. He seemed to think public videos of shitty illegal activities would mean trial by TikTok. Not that the videos have to be released immediately to the public, and that the overwhelming evidence that these cameras have actually changed the way that commercial fisheries approach and deal with endangered species is, just circumstantial. Oh, and he made the really weird and actually scientifically wrong claim that Maui and Hector dolphins are actually the same thing. They're genetically different, with the Maui dolphins having a larger skull and Hector dolphins having larger snouts. And the difference is recognizable both by sight, if you know what you're looking for, and genetic testing. Oh, and he managed to get in a few woke jabs and damn young people today at Jack Tame as well, who actually did a great job of not pointing at the clouds that Jones was clearly rambling at. And then there was David Seymour. It started off with a completely oblivious Facebook post about why so many people are leaving Aotearoa, the country the government he's part of, the one with the economy that they tanked with the worst recession since 90s, or the extra 22,000 people that are needing a benefit to survive that was announced on Monday morning, and then, the government that made the stupid decisions that have pissed people off. Well, then he started bad-mouthing the press when Benedict Collins asked about Seymour's comment about feeding food from previous school lunch programs to pigs, when it was revealed a Hawke's Bay school was also feeding their lunches from David Seymour's program to their pig. On Friday, he got all upset that a university is incorporating te tiriti into its courses. How very dare an educational institution take time away from students needing valuable learning time like that? But on Sunday, he said it was fine for students to miss out on learning time to deal with the issues from his school lunch program. 13,500 issues, which he called nitpicking. That's actually about the population of Wanaka. He even overestimated the number of successful deliveries, which may not seem huge because on paper there's a very little difference between 99 to 100%, which is what he said, and the 97.5% that have actually been successful. But since some of these nitpicks also include having to import frozen meals from Australia and a child who got burnt because food was packaged in containers that weren't graded to be reheated, which led to them also melting plastic into the food, those nitpicks are being minimized. He even said of the school in Huntley that chose to leave the program last week over substandard food that they had decided after overwhelming feedback to the community post announcing their decision that they were going to keep the lunch program going. They got 18 comments before they shut the comment section down, and most people were either tagging other people within the community, and at least one person was a senior couple from the Coromandel who just wanted to tell locals off for not just feeding their own damn kids. And there are a few that were left were split between thanking the school for the update and some disappointment there about the program ending. Oh, and the return to the program that he mentioned? Well, that was a follow-up post from the school telling parents that this week the school would be providing sandwiches and fruit. Oh, and to add insult to injury, not as bad an injury as a second-degree burn from an incorrectly packaged molten school lunch, but still an injury of sorts, The Herald ran this clickbait story headline on their socials, implying another Hawke's Bay school loved the new program, but they were actually praising the locally produced, on site created school lunch program. There's always a lot going on, and spin is a key part of that for anyone in politics, no matter the party or political ideology. But there's some things that no amount of spin can hide, and that's the decisions that the public can see are causing harm, that are not at all what the public was promised or what the public expect. And having politicians who seem so bad at this, who get defensive when it's pointed out that their spin is off balance, well, that leads to the sort of results that we saw in that graph right at the very beginning. Now, this one, I'll put it up again just for shits and giggles, about the unpopularity of the Prime Minister and his government. Again, it's going to leave us feeling like the end of Game of Thrones at this rate. People are going to be walking away wondering, why on earth did we have to sit through all of that? Hey, thanks for checking out today's video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so you get more updates as we go along. We deal with these guys for the rest of the year.